Alright, as I mentioned previously, that I would do a video on hauling. So, welcome back to the channel. For those who have been here, welcome to the new ones. So let's cover a little bit of the missions. So as you can see, we have planetary, solar, and if you look farther down, you'll even see interstellar. So planetary typically means you're going to run from the planet up to a station of some sort, or vice versa. So typically, like say, so for instance, one of the depots on on Microtech up to say Port Tressler or back. Solar could be anything from, for instance, here, Tressler to Mike L2, or even going to like Pagini Point or someplace else like that. So again, planetary, you're going from the planet to space or station space to planet. Solar, you're going either in one system from station to station, or you're going across the system to say another planet station. So like Everest Harbor to Port Tressler. And then the instellar ones will actually usually take you to one of the jump points like Pyro. So a lot of it is going to boil down to what you're looking for. Small ones are typically anywhere from a few SEU to 10, maybe a few more. Mediums are in the 90 to 100 range. And then, of course, some of the planetary ones like Junior, you have multiple stops, or you're either picking up from multiple locations, or you're picking up multiple products from one place, and then taking it somewhere. So that's pretty much just a quick overview. Sorry, little tripping over my own tongue today. So basically, I'm just going to look for something kind of close to New Babbage and Port Tressler to start out with. Now, one key thing I should mention is obviously you start out at rookie, and you do those missions to move up to junior. Then you move up from junior to member, and so forth. You do not get much rep for the previous mission. So if you're a junior, you're not going to get much from rookie. Same thing with member, you're not going to get much from junior. So it does scale depending on what you're going for. So if you're going for the next rank up, you have to do the previous ranks. All right, as you can see, the prices are different too. Ironically enough, some of the small cargo hauls are actually worth more because you're either picking up from multiple locations or delivering to multiple locations. But depending on what ship you have, that might actually be a better route to go because you'll make more even though you have to do multiple stops. But you can do it with a smaller cargo ship. So for instance, this one I took the Planetary Small, going from one of the new depots up to Port Tressler. So in this case, I'm going to use the Spirit C1, which is actually my preferred ship for the small hauling missions. I don't really have a lot of options. That's pretty much it. And then if I have to do anything more than that, then I usually use a C2. Now, obviously, not everybody has one of those. Although, you might have one since they haven't wiped in a while. And I'd imagine, like right now, the Spirit C1 is probably what I would say the best choice for somebody starting out. Because you can actually do the rookie, medium, or the rookie, the junior, and I think the member with a Spirit C1 without any trouble. If you do the small missions. If you do the mediums, you're not going to have enough capacity. Then you're going to need something with 110 or so SCU cargo. So like a Taurus or something equivalent. Like maybe a Freelancer Max. So in this case, I'm going to pull the Spirit C1. Now with that being said, right now, what I say the best ship is a C1. Now once the Zeus CL releases, I'll probably revise that depending on how it flies. Just because it has like, what, 128 SCU? So at that point, that'll be the best one. And I have not done the track around Stanton, but I know people who have, and were able to do it in the Spirit C1, just taking the small missions, going from station to station. Outside are with larger ships. Your personal hangar is huge. It's only nice when you have a big ship to put it in. So we'll jump in here and we'll head to the first location. And obviously I should mention, you're not going to see the junior missions until you've done a few of the rookie. I had to get a feel for how it all worked before I do a video on it. And frankly, none of my alts have a ship big enough, I think, to do the mission. I think most of them have like 4 to 6 SCU, which you could do. There are some really small missions, but it's not realistic. Another caveat, in case you didn't know, I would actually wait for the doors to open all the way. For some reason there's just kind of a barrier over there, and if you try to take off too soon, it could glitch and actually catch your ship and cause damage, explode it, you name it. Always let the door open. Alright, and of course we're on New Babbage, well, Microtech, so we gotta get above the limit to be able to jump. So just bear with me. I'm probably not going to edit any of this video, just because I think it's good to see exactly what you can expect doing these missions. And obviously you saw trainee there and rookie, so you got to work through those to get the junior. And then I believe the next one up is member. I think there's 6 or 7 total, ends in master. We'll head to the first location. See what we can get. Overall, I'd have to say 324 is looking pretty good so far. Seems to be fairly stable. The the times I've played, I've not ran into any server errors, anything like that. I've been kind of splitting my time between this and trying to get some mining done. Unfortunately, my salvage missions are not populating, so I can go do panels, but that's pretty much it. Alright, typically I stay in nav mode till I get within about 10k, and then I'll usually drop into SCM. Obviously, if there's bad guys around, you might want to switch a little faster. Kind of goes without saying, but I should mention it. I don't want somebody blowing up the comments with, you told me to stay in nav and I got blown up. Apparently this depot looks kind of busy. Hopefully there's no wait. Alright. Let's see if we can get a pad or a hangar here. Obviously the C1 you usually get a large hangar. So just heading over to one of them. Hopefully that'll be the one I get. I see this unknown down there. I think that's probably like cargo boxes or something. Yep, underneath some kind of shelter. Alright. I don't seem to be having a lot of luck getting a hangar here. I've heard about some people having issues at depots where they're not given hangars, so we'll give it a second here and see if we can get one. If not, we'll go to the next one and then come back. This particular one has two, so yeah, the ports are not even showing. So apparently it's glitching right now. Doesn't look like any of the hangars are open, unfortunately. Give it just a second here and see if it actually calms down. I'll go check this out while I'm waiting. Yeah, that's what I figure. Looks like cargo boxes of some sort. Probably something somebody dumped because they didn't want it or couldn't get rid of it. Something I should mention. If you have missions that fail and you have the cargo on you, or you get disconnected, whatever the case may be, the mission's obviously gone. So you end up with leftover freight. And of course, it's marked as mission items, so you can't really sell it normally. I haven't tried it, but supposedly you can actually go sell it to like one of the hidden terminals. So like Grimhex, I think Cruel 4, maybe? No, maybe that's one of them over there. Alright, let's see about maybe going to this other place. Try it. Not picking up a lot of boxes here, so. And it doesn't take long going back and forth. Alright, let's try remapping this. Alright, so that's the one we're already at. That's Tressler. Alright, let's go to the other one. Give it a shot. So again, same process. We'll go in here till about 10k or so and then switch to the SCM. Hopefully this one's not glitching. I have noticed that the speed limiter, for some reason, defaults to that position. You can usually fiddle with your adjustment to get it to go higher if you need to. But for some reason, it always seems to reset back there for me anyway, at least. Alright. Doesn't look quite as busy here. That's a good sign. I think the problem is there's too many people in that other one. And glitched it out. So, typically about 3 to 4K I think is where you need to be. Move it down to about 2 here and then we'll call for a hangar. Roughly. Now, the nice thing about the large hangar with the C1, you can pretty much back this thing right up to the cargo elevator. If you have a buddy with you and you're doing a string of missions together like that, you can literally go out and call the cargo up and have them on the ship tractor beam and bringing it in. Then you jump in and go to the next one, run out, or just have them move all the cargo out and then go send it down. That's one of the reasons I say the C1 is good for this. You get a good size hanger and you can back right up to it. You can literally take them right out of the ship, drop them right on the cargo grid. Or vice versa. Now, another thing I should mention, I'm sure you probably heard of the automatic loading. That does not pertain to hauling missions. That's just you buying cargo and selling it. If you're going to do hauling missions, you're going to be loading it all yourself, or you and a buddy, or however you decide to do it. But it's manually got to be done. Alright, so another key, you have to send the elevator down to pull the cargo up. Same thing with stuff in your personal hangar. Sorry about that. Kind of funny. It looked like there was like 6 things there. Yep, and then there's 4. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this loaded. We'll go back and get the other one, finish it. I prefer the max lift because it's got better range. Your mileage may vary. If you can afford to buy one, go for it. The small one will work for these smaller boxes, but it doesn't have quite the range. And again, you could just as easily call up cargo, jump in your ship, jump in the co-pilot's seat, use the tractor beam. On the C1 anyway. Another thing that's nice with the C1 is if you're stringing missions together, you can actually separate the cargo. You know, you run, 4 to 6 missions depending on how you stack it or put it in. So everything going to one place can go in one spot, and so on. I really think that's probably the only way you're going to make a lot of money is to actually string them together. For instance, took off from New Babbage. So theoretically, I could have got a small mission from New Babbage to Tressler and then done this one and had 2 groups of cargo to drop off. And that probably would have equated, I think this one was like 20 something K. So, right there you're up to like 30 something K or 40 K or whatever. I didn't mess with that because I just want to show you the mechanics, what you're working with, how it works, and so forth. Alright, okay. So apparently no new refueling here. Yeah, let's try moving in the center, see if it'll let me. I've been hit or miss on these depots. Some will let me refuel, some won't. Yep, not gonna happen. Alright, on to the next stop. Again, just like on the planet, wait for the hangar to open. Don't forget to retract your gear. You're not going anywhere too quick. And it looks like they added in a little propulsion issue when you're lower to the planet. Takes a little while to get up to speed. Got the Olympia paint here. A little black and gold. Gives it that touch of sophistication. Alright, back to the other depot. Hopefully the bugs have cleared out a little bit. We'll see.
Quantum travel complete.
Alright, let's give it another try. Ooh, a little dry throat today. Alright, let's see if we can get a hanger this time. It doesn't look like it. I don't know if we're gonna get one this time either. Looks like this particular depot is just glitched out. And we'll get lucky and find one of these hangars open. Unlikely, but you never know. Not sure how it'd respond to that. I guess it'd probably see it as trespassing. Alright, well, I guess no point in beating a dead horse. Let's go ahead and head to Tressler and offload what we got. Wasn't gonna show this quite yet, but I guess now's as good a time as any. Even if you don't collect all of the cargo, you can still turn in a partial and still get credit for the mission. So in this case, we'll turn in what we got. which will be roughly, what, about 6 SEU out of the 11. So I'd imagine that'll equate to probably half the rep, half the money, but it's still better than not getting anything. So we'll get out of atmosphere. See if I'm getting over there. And away we go. Said due to the size and the armament, I just like the Spirit for these. Gives you a little combat ability if you need it. Gives you enough cargo to run the small missions. And they pay pretty decent, especially if you string them together. I've heard of people making a couple $100,000 in an hour doing it. And it might actually just be the new way to earn your money for a prospector or a vulture, or whatever the case may be, or even a bigger cargo ship. Although, from what I understand, you can rent a lot more ships now. I'll need to verify that, but I think you can rent both the Vulture and the Bull now.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All right. Use the same process we used on the planet. Go in the hangar here, back up to the elevator and unload. And jump in there and send it down. And that'll fulfill that part of the commission, the contract, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll see where we're sitting. Unfortunately, since the missions are not persistent yet, you can't jump servers and complete the mission. So you'll have to just do a partial. So we'll back it up and unload it.
Pleasant stay.
Alright, turn the engines off and let's go unload. And if I have to get out of my seat anyway, I might as well just go use the max lift. Since I have to go down to the terminal anyway. And this will actually go all the way to the back of the cargo elevator. And I've actually done the same thing with the C2. So let me tell you, 90 SCU is fun to load. And it seems like so far, what I can see, the largest containers used in the contracts that I've done so far are like 8 SCU. So at least that's the largest containers I've seen. I'm assuming when you get up higher, and a couple hundred that you'll get 16s, maybe 32s, maybe 24s, something like that. All right. Sarah gave us credit for the 6 we delivered. Now we'll open up the contract. This is how you have to do it. Hit submit. And now the contract's complete. See, don't probably get all the money or all the rep, but you do actually still get some. So, all right. Well, that's pretty much hauling in a nutshell. If you're gonna store your ship, make sure you move it from here. Otherwise, when you try to store it, it's gonna catch on the lip. And then, as per usual, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, let me know in the comments. So, we'll see if we can get refueled here. Just a quick blurb. If you do see there where it says auto, they don't want to let you click it. Just go to another tab and come back. Usually that'll do it. Sometimes you got to click it twice. And obviously, if you wanted to keep going, you would just find another mission here, move on to the next place. I would say your best bet is probably station to station if you're going to do that. That way you're not have to deal with entry into the gravity. All right. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Other than that, I will see you on the next one.